Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. I'm going to explain why I think yield farming right now is actually superior to the Cardano ISPOs. And that's obviously only if you can find a really good pair. I actually think the ADA Min pair right now is a pretty good pair. You could also go with like ADA Ardana or ADA LQ or something like that. Or ADA Pavia, which is like the game coin. And one of the reasons is because it's a bear market. Now, the bear market goes two ways. Because in a bear market, some of these coins, smaller coins especially, do have a chance to go to zero. So you have the possibility of suffering massive impermanent loss, which obviously is not good. But if you're actually confident in your coin, that is somewhat mitigated. The thing is, like, these APRs are much, much more solid than the ISPO APRs. When I did the ISPO, when I actually did the ISPO for Sunday Swap, I actually ISPO'd for several weeks, and I only got 32 Sundays out of all my stake. And of course, 32 Sundays right now is worth about $16. You can see Sunday Swap, I only got 32.8. That's worth about $16 right now, which for several weeks of ISPO, almost a month of ISPO, is really not that much. If you look at Min Swap right now, I've already earned 37 min in less than a day. And that's probably within like 20 hours. So if you actually multiply that by 30, I'm assuming this probably won't hold for all 30 days, multiply it by 20, I would get about, I guess, over 700 min, which is over like, pretty much over $100 for the month. And that's pretty much the same time I would have gotten $16 for Sunday Swap. So just monetary wise, going for min ADA or any of these basically pools would actually have gotten me greater gains than Sunday ADA. And the thing is, like, yes, if you ISPO for Sunday Swap, you don't risk losing your ADA, but obviously the Sunday Swap's at risk because it can go to zero as well. Whereas Min Swap, you do risk losing your base ADA, but I don't think that's very likely in any short amount of time. So there's a lot of rewards to actually be gotten, and plus you know exactly what APR you're getting when you're actually staking with ADA Min. Whereas with Sunday Swap, you can kind of calculate. And I did the Occam Razor as well, and I think that was like 22%. And that's something that actually hasn't been released yet. I'll probably get those too. And that brings me up to another point. Like with yield farming, you know exactly when you're actually getting the rewards. Like I can actually harvest at any time. Now, I'm not going to harvest right now because when I harvest, that's when that tax thing actually triggers, I think. And that's when I'll actually have to pay the taxes. Now, this won't be until next year. But with the ISPOs, you don't quite really know when you will actually get them. I do have what used to be CSE Vault wallet, so it tells me if I've gotten any rewards that I can actually claim. But the problem with that is, like, with the Ardana ISPO and with the Occam Razor ISPO, it could be months before I could actually claim it. It probably will be months before I can claim it. Whereas like with ADA Min, ADA LQ, ADA Meld, I can actually just claim it at any time and harvest. And Cardano's farms, I don't think really have a lock-in period. I think you can basically like unzap or unstake at any time. So if something actually starts falling, you could just cash out. So right now, like I think right now it's definitely more surefire for me to actually yield farm with these liquidity pools than to do the ISPO because the ISPO, I'm just not really sure when to get it. And it looks like the ROI is at most 20-30%, whereas I can get far greater percentage for ADA Min. Like I said, it is safer. So if you value your principal safety, maybe the ISPOs are the way to go. But I really haven't found one. I really haven't found an ISPO that's really, really to my liking. Whereas like with these yield farms, there are several that I could actually do that are actually to my liking. I mean, you don't have to stake with MinSwap. You could also stake with Sunday Swap and a lot of the other ISPO projects, and a lot of the other swaps out there. And if you're uncomfortable with Min token, you could actually do yield farming with any of these other tokens. Now, I probably wouldn't do it with Hosky because that's obviously a joke coin. I mean, I guess Hosky can, Hosky can actually like pump up really far, but it's a joke coin. I probably wouldn't do it. But ADA Pavia, if you really believe in that game, ADA meld, things like that. Like there's a lot of options here, and you're very, very sure like when you're actually gonna get the rewards. You can harvest them at any time. There's no lockup period for ADA. And so I do believe that overall yield farming is superior to ISPOs, especially for someone like me who's willing to take on the risk. Remember, like my life savings aren't in crypto. I'm basically just playing around with money I can afford to lose. So both my VeChain staking and with my Cardano staking, this is not such a big deal for me. If you're in the category where this is your life savings, you might want to stick with the ISPOs. But if you're willing to take on extra risk for much, much greater rewards that you can harvest at any time, I do actually think yield farming is much better than ISPOs at this moment. Because I don't really think there's a really great ISPO pool. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.